Libra, how are you? Let's connect with your energies available to you. I want to leave you with the Psychic Tarot, Libra. Strong energies that I want to share with you, which this tarot reveals for you. Well, here we are being told that Libra is currently overcoming what can be described as significant obstacles and challenges. Right now, you are putting a great deal of effort into trying to reconcile and settle a situation regarding something that truly feels like it could be, well, the developing story of where you are headed next in your life's journey, my dear Libra. And discomfort, a challenge, a problem, a matter of adversity that is generated in front of other people or with other people, and that you are like wanting to unite this situation, right? How do I manage to get to the other side? I am afraid to do it. I am afraid to get involved from another place. I am afraid that if I get involved, I could end up getting hurt. Here they are telling us that the obstacles and challenges that you are going through right now are not only made for you in the sense that you are up to the task of everything to be able to overcome them, but you also have guides. That is why they point out guides, signs, but they are also spiritual guides and teachers who are helping you to be able to recover that strength or that intentionality or to embrace it because you have it. You must not lose it. Understand that you are indeed here, that you are indeed placed at this moment and in that place and in that way, and in this matter, because you are going to get something out of this. You are going to get some benefit from this, right? It also helps you a lot to show patience with yourself, right? To what extent can you be patient, be smarter, act in an inclusive way, and be more empathetic with the environment, with this matter, with these people? Also, that you manage to get to know the people who are involved here well from another place, in another way, facing another situation. It is quite an important experience that life is putting before you at this moment. And also because of that importance, and because of the way in which you are going to come out of this benefited, it feels like that great reward that is worth it. Is even telling you and recommending that if you feel worn out by this situation where, well, you have been sustaining this matter for a while you have wanted to mediate, for a while you have wanted to unite in some way what at this moment feels like it is separated, feels like it is so complicated, soon it will be possible to do so. There are even matters sometimes that happen on their own, but if you feel worn out, you feel saturated, that you should withdraw a little, from the matter. It does not mean that you abandon this, that you abandon the cause, as they say, that you abandon the intention, that you abandon the motivation, that you abandon the situation, but that you see from the outside a little. Perhaps you are intelligent enough to step back for the time necessary to let all of this resolve itself on its own, or perhaps the people here who refuse to see reason can find a solution among themselves, don't you think? You must also be more, in a way, much more cautious, much more guarded, by truly making the best possible use of, well, your inherent personal power, your sharp intelligence, and your innate sense of practicality as you navigate the different challenges that are currently unfolding in your life. Because if in this situation you see or feel that it is better and it suits your reality more to change direction, to change your choice regarding this, there is absolutely nothing and no one that prevents you from doing so, right? Because you may want to get out of here specifically because you may feel, well, I had chosen this at one moment because it seemed good to me, it seemed opportune, but time really passed and other things started to weigh more. People who are in this matter. And it is not serving me. I am not feeling comfortable. I am not feeling aligned with this energy. I am not interested in being in this type of tension. And this could also be the indication for you to withdraw and see that if it is really, even though you are up to the task of all this, if it is really necessary to continue going through this, right? Maintaining the situation. Benefit one way or another because you see how you have the power and strength to overcome it, or you also gain a very important lesson from this entire situation. You come out much stronger than you think because look what you have here. Here you have a beautiful card, which is a card that is speaking to us about foundations and works. This may be because you are after something that really connects a lot with your personal and family stability. It connects with your emotional stability. It is possible that you are currently navigating a complicated situation with your person of interest. And right now, you find yourself caught in that draining back and forth dynamic. It feels as if things are finally settling into place, but then out of nowhere, the energy shifts and things no longer feel quite right. It is as if you are hitting a wall or experiencing a setback where everything seems to be moving backward instead of forward. This instability can be incredibly confusing, especially when you are so sure that the foundation of your connection was finally becoming solid and reliable, but now it just feels rather uncertain. You aren't seeing eye to eye like you perhaps were before. So there's that tension you can feel. But if this relationship is truly valuable to you, if you care about this connection, you understand that well, it's worth making compromises in some way on whatever issues you need to concede on. Surely life is also rewarding you, and you can, well, live again or feel again in that foundation and in that reality that at some moment you were in, and that today you are wanting to recover, whether it is because you are going through a transition situation with your partner or you are in a period of distancing. Could also be that way because I have this card here that tells us that one way or another, we can celebrate the construction of this foundation. It really is about being able to honor and celebrate the work put into building the space. This looks like a personal achievement. It feels like a triumph for you. It feels like what could be the success of a task, or perhaps the recognition you are receiving from other people. That is why it also has a lot to do with this, which is the Five of Wands. So be that as it may, you are up to the task of what we are currently trying to resolve, or what even feels like an obstacle or a challenge. So what you are gaining is this great, great reward, whether it's a work matter, a professional matter, or a personal matter that lands you directly in what is stability. Of course, material. And it makes it so that you can concretize that foundation and that work, that you see that things in your life start to gain strength, start to look solid again, and that there is confidence in this that is being built from a personal part, from an inner part, but also with another person, because here there is a family union. Or there is a union with a person of interest, or there is a situation that generates for you many expectations of a solution regarding the adversity that is being felt. Because here, something concrete is manifested and something concrete is consummated that is also worthy of a celebration, of a situation that provokes a lot of happiness for you with someone who really matters to you or is very, very relevant to you. That is why here we also see what is that family, right? That supports, that sustains, that sees what has been built, right? That sees that despite the challenges and the adversities, it is achieving. It achieved this. It is their consummated work. And that can even be taken to an aspect of a family relationship, or also, of course, something personal that comes hand in hand with the challenge that at this moment you are going through and that you are achieving this reward, which also affects the stability for your life as a family or on a personal level. Let's see what the cards let us see, Libra. You already know that these readings are always very generalized. If you want to address your specific case, you can go to the website to schedule a personal consultation with me. You will always see the page here in the video, and you have a pinned comment on your sign that takes you directly to the page. Well, right here you have a card that points toward a period of significant economic expansion. Following that, you have the Moon card appearing. And to round it all out, you also have the Page of Swords present. These three cards together are telling us a very specific story for you. So it is quite valuable information that they are going to be giving you in these days, that they are going to be bringing you. You must stay alert. Don't just be expectant. You need to be ready to receive that information, which could give you an advantage in this situation, whether it's regarding your work or your personal life, to make the best of what is coming. It could be in any area, but it is also that you have to be receptive or predisposed to listen to this person, because obviously the information comes from a person. If you are alert and you are predisposed and you are open to listening to this person, surely what this person tells you will be very, very convenient for this moment and will give you a certain advantage in that situation that feels like tension, like an obstacle, like a challenge. So the Page of Swords also places you in an energy, in a situation where you will be more secure on a mental level, and you will execute matters much better. This helps you gain more clarity and focus to handle your current challenges effectively. So that will be like giving you more input, more impetus to be able to continue maintaining this situation or going through it, because soon it will definitely be resolved. It speaks a lot about what is organization. Page of Swords not only brings information, but helps you a lot from your mind, a little clearer, right? And cleared of doubts. It helps you a lot to execute calculations, to be able to communicate better, to be able to plan in some way, statistically, if you will, what is a work program, what is a daily agenda, what is how to arrive in some way. Look at what I am going to tell you, because it has a lot to do with what is market research, with what has to do with finances, with what has to do with social networks, with what has to do with all that type of communication, and more for the Libra who is in those matters and in some way needs to be informed about something like that or needs to know that, right? Well, not only do you reach the correct information beyond them coming to tell you specifically, but you have like a different field of vision, and you will be much more on target making those types of changes if you have to make them, or executing the tasks that you have to execute with a certain advantage, and a quite interesting advantage, which obviously always places you in a position of privilege. You have something to do with property. You have something to do with negotiations. Because there is the Four of Wands card with what could be expansion, opening yourself up to new markets. And that is why perhaps you will have to do some type of research or gather some type of information that has to do with that planning, including researching, learning. Pages are always very much about researching, wanting to know, delving deeper, being curious, especially the Page of Swords. You have a Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles card is a magnificent card if we were talking about creations, a creation of your own that you may be sharing with others. And that sharing with others after having overcome that challenge where you are reaching an agreement could be bringing you a financial gain. And that could also be noted there as the reward. It is also speaking to me about what could be a solution to the agreement. So there, the energy of tension automatically changes to an energy of collaboration, to an energy that projects itself toward working together. It could also be that jealousies and competitions are finally ending. In that Five of Wands, you might have felt those kinds of energies. That sense of, no, I know more than you do, or I know more than this person. Those tensions are now coming to a close. The same discomfort remains regarding that situation brewing in that place, right? That is why I told you, if the energy is unfolding this way, you will have to see if it still makes sense for you to be there or not. And well, how it also rewards you from what is the coordination of all this from the people who are staying with you, who are choosing to cooperate and collaborate, but you are also choosing to do so with those people. That is why it is also telling you that maintaining patience is fundamental, because one way or another, later you will see how things flow in a very, very different way. Plus, you are also given tools to build this, because this definitely points toward that foundation and that solid base, which will be constructed with energy very different from what you might be going through right now. You see, this is all about preparing you for a new path, grounded in strength and lasting stability. Look, the Page of Swords is going to occupy a relevant place these days in your life because it could be revealing what is a secret. It could be taking you out of doubt. It could be confirming what you are intuiting regarding a situation or person. And that is why I told you it is very convenient that this person is with you or brings you that information. It may also be that the moon is speaking to us about the fact that it is the moment when you understand that there are no longer doubts on an inner level and that you can definitely be participating in this situation. Yes or yes, it is time to spread your wings. It is time to overcome that fear and let yourself be carried away by that inner guidance. Because obviously you are being directed to the path of progress, to the path of abundance, of prosperity, of opening up even to whatever you need to achieve to continue growing economically. And it is also telling me that the moon with the Page of Swords is showing us clarity, it says. That it is going to become clear, meaning what you are going to know, what they are going to come and tell you may have to do with a person's interest in you. Because if we are talking about something that here makes you feel very good, makes you feel truly supported, held in a personal context where for you that personal context is very comfortable, it makes sense. It is a moment of well-being, right? And here I see you with another person, whether you are living with family or you are living alone. So are you telling me that it is being revealed? It could be that someone's feelings are being revealed. It is possible that you had an intuition that a person was interested in you in a certain way, that they were interested. Pardon me, interested in you. It is finally coming to light. It is coming from a place that is quite obviously deeply emotional. But it is also about the fact that you have sensed through your own intuition that this person was truly looking to take that next step in your relationship. They are now surprising you with something that is finally being revealed, with something that is coming to light, aren't they? It feels like they are finally showing you their true intentions, peeling back those layers that were previously hidden. And it really shifts the entire dynamic of how you two have been connecting and relating to one another up until now. And it could be this, right? Starting to build the relationship in a different way, leaving behind what are differences of relating of issues that obviously at this moment you are going through with that person. Sometimes the moon also alerts us to situations that are actually being provoked by people we are not currently seeing, individuals who are actively causing these issues for us. In other words, they are what people often refer to as hidden enemies. It is important to stay mindful of these unseen influences, as the moon has a way of bringing such hidden matters to light when we least expect it. I do not like to call them that because it is not that they are enemies. People are acting in a way that is perhaps not the appropriate one for us to somehow, well, take advantage of something, right? That has to do directly with you. Well, that is going to be like also discovered. And I do not rule out that the Page of Swords brings us information also that so-and-so is wanting to, well, do something. And we are there like intuiting it, but it is not shown to us yet. The moon says, well, sometimes it is necessary to observe a little bit more and wait for things to show themselves as you are this perceiving them. that soon they will show themselves or soon they will come to light, right? What do the angels tell us, Libra? Well, there is an absolute restoration of everything. This connects me a lot with what is health, physical health, and emotional health, but also, of course, it embraces what is economic restoration and emotional restoration. That is an absolute restoration. So let us trust and let us decree so that this energy reaches you.